Hello again, everyone. Looks like the holiday events are coming to a close, so just want to show off some of the stuff we were able to receive in this holiday event. And the sandbox event has already ended, but I was fortunate to actually get a few things in there. Uh, as long as we are in the tower section, let's see. So I now was able to get to the missile launcher. I actually have several missile launchers now. I have 4 already, so I could almost max that, but I was able to actually get the League foil version and the League foil of the spider nest. So that was really nice. Also, I've actually been using it since the beginning. It gave me just enough. But we have the League pumpkin gun now. That's been a fun one. And I could feed that into that, and we'll talk about that later. But basically, I have that one as well as the Colony of Bats League version 2. So, and the aim tower. So I was pretty happy in this event, the sandbox event, because I was actually able to get to these 3 mythics in the beginning to get those 50 league shards. But also, I had just enough to push me into the final ones as well with this. Now, this was not offered in a league version, but I was able to get 50 more shards just to have enough to get to this missile launcher. So pretty excited to craft that soon here and give that a run, see what it's like, along with the spider nest as well. Also, the runes, I believe I already have them added in the holiday event, and that was pretty awesome. I think I put them all in the tower here, except for I do have rune number 1, but do have the upgrade in it. So if you haven't seen, I do have a video of just these runes in general of what they do. But you can see more of an example of how they add up. That plus 30% power actually is 142% actually, because there are so many power runes. So for those of you that aren't using those or don't understand the power runes, this is how they add. Plus 60 can mean a ton when it comes down to it. And actually we could get 236% off of that one alone. Also, one quick tip, if you haven't noticed yet, if you want to make runes, you don't have to detach. Don't forget you can actually just hit that create button here so that you don't actually have to attach them from the towers. Took me a moment to figure that out, but you can actually create them from there. So that was really something cool with this event, is to get these snowflake runes. So that was one event. In the other event, we have the spin the wheel still going for another day or so. I have 1,500 spins that we're going to go through and see what we end up with in the wheel here. But I already have 1,200 spins, so I have just enough to get to the Snow Maiden. And there are 2 of these I'm going to actually receive, so we'll actually be able to create this and see what that does. One of the new heroes in this event is the Bruiser, so we'll create him, and also the Wild Rider. I already have a few of these, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that now before I spin the wheel. So the Wild Rider was recently created in this event and increases the power of the anomalies by 20%. Now that's the same thing that the Night Queen does. So if we go back to our crew, find the Wild Rider. So I currently have her to 50%. Just a general tip, try to get your heroes to level 65. I believe that's one of the major evolve levels. So you get a nice bump on that level. That definitely helps out. So I have 50%, and the Night Queen is maxed, and she is hiding in here somewhere. There she is. 50% as well, give or take. So basically, if you add those 2 together, we get 100%. Now that doesn't mean your anomalies are now 100%. If you click the little guide button here and go to your map events, you'll see the anomalies start out by 30%. So if we take 100% to that, all of my anomalies are now at 60% strength. So basically, that's the easiest way to add it up, is just add those two together, and then take that 30% to figure out what it will be on the map. Now the bruiser kind of does the same thing as, where's he at? The duelist. And get this question a lot, what does this actually mean? When you're in the PvE map, you can actually redo the same swords over again if you have the duelist equipped. So if I did that normal one, I have a 100% chance with the duelist to do that again. So naturally after I beat it, it will come back up. And the bruiser at this point kind of does the same thing. We haven't created him yet, but I've heard word you can't have both of them in at the same time. We'll see if that changes or if that stays the same, but pretty much 100% is 100%. It's only useful for the legendaries to see if we get to replay those over again. And I think the Lady Frost, just so you know, the group is the same for Lady Frost as it is for Snow Maiden. So don't make the mistake of trying to get the same heroes. You can only use one of the same group currently. So pretty much, why would you use one or the other? When you're in higher level mines and it gets really hard to take, you'll probably want the Snow Maiden to make everything cheaper in the beginning. Whereas if you're doing a full clear of a resource mine per se, you would probably want the Lady Frost for those extra numbers in battle. Currently, I think I have 5 of her, and that's where she gives that +2 bonus. Up to 3 for the regular version, up to 4 for the regular league version. I mean, 4. And I believe that's everything I wanted to cover. So here's pretty much all the rewards that were given in this event. And you do get to these league versions later. And we have the league version of Snow Maiden. At the very end, we have league version of Lady Frost with 25 count. And we haven't seen this too often. I think this is the only second time they've offered it. If you were able to go this deep, you could get that 5 red gear. But enough of that. Let's spin the wheel and see what we have. I think I already have the gear, so we're going to try to get that spell. So here we go. Okay, there we go. 144,000 silver is nice and almost a full Christmas tree. And on that Christmas tree, I believe you can actually have, once you fully evolve that, you can have 40 of these Christmas trees. So if you haven't thought about the importance of these and the detonator and wizard, look into that. They're very cheap towers and they make it very easy to plot a map out. That 2% resistance takes a long time for that added up. So these are actually really good towers as well. I already have the max demonologist, but that'll be good to level some things up. As far as these cards, if you're not familiar with those, I did make a video on these called the Shadow Card Shards of how to use those. So check that out if you're curious on that. But we did get that 5-star amplifier. So pretty happy to get that on the spin. So let's go ahead and take that. And look at all that take. We're going to go ahead and take that and look at this beautiful screen here. And we do have 100 of the Lady Frost as well. And there we go. 143 now. And 1 rune. There we go. Now we have a ton of crew, I'm going to assume at this point. Lots to merge there. So let's go to the fun part. What we've been wanting to do. Let's see, we've got another Lady Frost ready to go. And there's Snow Maiden. So let's go ahead and craft that. All right. And we need to get a level 55. So let's fuse a bunch of these cards in here. Oops. Let's try that again. Try that swipe. Too excited to click, apparently. Yeah, there we go. 55. Or 56. And so once again, when you involve, you can get +2 count, but that efficiency goes up +8. So now we're getting 28% to get it to this level, and we'll get another +8 here. And the next evolve is at 65. So let's go ahead and use up the rest of these cards. Okay, there we go. So that'll get us to 65. So nice, 31% there. And let's see if we get our +0.8, which we do. I just need to get the helmets. And to get the helmets, we just need to go back to our main screen. Go into our ship, hiring. And let's go back. And don't forget to lock. That's pretty important. And now we can evolve and get that extra 0.8. So there we go. So I suggest, like I said earlier, try to always get to that level 65 to get that last evolve in, because it does actually make a slight difference, that 0.8%. Alright, so there we go. There's that one. And let's see, I think we have another one of these now. So she's at 50.7. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't quite have a full one. Lady Frost. Can go ahead and level her up. And that would give me +3. Now here's the thing, since this isn't a percentage card, I'm not actually going to gain anything. It's only +2, and I know the max is +3. The thing is, I have to evolve, so I have to get a level 65 to even max that. And now that there is a League foil version, and you have to have 3 count, I believe, on the evolve level 65 or so to get that extra +2. I'm going to sit here and think on this one a little bit and see if I want to make a run towards the League version. Before I do that, probably will go ahead and fuse it, but always like to consider the options, of course. Pretty much been doing the same thing on all these mythics except the Trickster. I did go ahead and reach in for him, and like I said before, you do see that he gets the +2 on the evolve at count 3. If you're wanting on the League versions. So pretty much should go through it all. Oh, I did forget, I also got the Berserk Alpha, the League version, in the event as well. So we're going to get those ads up, and we'll eventually have him in a few weeks. And same with the Shaman. So we'll get him leveled up. I think there's one tower that we use in the energy and totem, chaotic, and I'm not sure about Berserk Alpha. Don't really use the mortars anymore at this level, but you never know where the game's going to go or steer, so it'll be nice to have him with that +30% damage and 1 upgrade if things change in the future. And we'll have that ready to go. So those were two other nice things to get during that holiday event. And now we have the Bruiser, so we can take a look forward to him. And that should be everything I have in the event now. And just gonna go ahead and do a so yeah, that should do it. Actually, we'll use these lead mythics in another video and check that out, see how much different they look in the regular versions. But that was the fun times for this event. Maybe we'll get a few more spins and see what else we can get to. All right, thanks guys.